What's going on YouTube? It's Ganimo and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the differences between W-2 employment and 1099 independent contracting. So you definitely want to stick around for this one. We have some great information for you. So you know that drill. Gingerly tap that like button and let's get started.
W-2, W-4, W-9, 1099, a whole bunch of forms, a whole bunch of W's, and a whole bunch of numbers. And everybody expects you to know what they stand for. Now we're here today to show you how these forms make sense and how they might benefit you or harm you in that next job. So let's start off by defining a few terms. A person who's self-employed or an independent contractor actually receives a 1099 form at the very end of the year. And that person is fully responsible for their own hours, they're fully responsible for their own taxes, but however they get a lot of autonomy when it comes to the type of jobs they want to take on, and they also get the flexibility of setting up their own hours. Easy example, an Uber driver jumps in the car and then he can jump in anytime he wants to and he can make as much or as little as he wants. Now, a person who's a W-2 employee is actually a person who's a full-time or part-time employee of an employer. They have to report to a job at a typical hour. However, they do get some benefits. They do get a portion of their taxes paid up by their employer. They do get some health benefits. They do get some paid time off.
Now, as a resident of the hospital, I'm a W-2 employee. So I get to take advantage of employer benefits such as 401k and healthcare. However, as a real estate agent, I'm a 1099. So at the end of the year, I receive tax deductions that I'm eligible for and I get to have a little bit more fun. So in my case, I get to take advantage of both scenarios. 1099 employees can receive tax deductions at the end of the year if they're eligible, and they can actually negotiate their contracts for higher pay, which we all love, since they don't qualify for employer benefits.
So let's play around with a few numbers so we can figure out what the equivalent pay is for a W-2 employee versus a 1099 contractor. And let's pick the number $100,000. So on the $100,000, a W-2 employee will get to keep more than the 1099 contractor. And why is that? Well, on the $100,000, the W-2 employee will have their employer pay 7.65% of their Social Security taxes. However, the 1099 contractor would have to pay 15.2% of their Social Security taxes.
So by the sounds of all this, it actually sounds like the 1099 contractor is actually losing at the end of all this. But wait, there's more. In 2018, our dearest president enforced a 20% pass-through deduction, which allowed business owners to deduct 20% of their pre-tax net income, therefore effectively reducing their tax rate by 20%. However, there are certain income thresholds that may exclude you from the 20% pass-through deductions, such as if you make more than $157,500 and you're filing single, or if you make more than $315,000 and you're filing married.
There's also some exclusion to the 20% pass-through deduction, and that really relates to what industry that you're in. There are lawyers that are excluded, healthcare professionals that are excluded. The service industry overall is excluded from that deduction.
But not all hope is lost.
That is correct. And why is that? That's because still, as a 1099 contractor, you're able to take more than the standard deduction if you have those expenses. You can expense your car, you can expense your uniform, you can expense your gas. There are a lot more expenses that are available to you guys that exceed what a W-2 employee can actually get with his standard deduction.
So what does all this information tell us? Well, it might actually not be so bad to become a 1099 contractor. But remember, tax laws always change, and we are in a presidential year, so always consult your CPA. We hope you found this information helpful. We really hope you enjoyed the content. So you guys know that drill. Tap that button gingerly, and we'll see you next time.